Alright, so after being AWOL for a couple of months while I tried to move from my place to my girlfriend's and sell all my stuff, it's time to start thinking about my Jeep. I haven't done anything mechanical to it, and today I'm also not doing anything mechanical. I'm actually taking care of a water leak that I have in the back, or at least trying to figure out where it's coming from. But I need to dry this thing out. I need to air it out. I got in it the other day and it smells like a humid old vehicle. It never smelled like that last year on my trip because I constantly was airing it out, had the windows open and whatnot. So it doesn't smell horrible, but I don't like even that humid smell that comes with the old vehicle. So got to take care of this since I'm going to be going to Texas in a couple of weeks to see my buddy and do some work at his house. But in the meantime, let's get this thing open. Let me show you inside and kind of take this thing apart, air it out, and figure out my next steps. So I've already moved the bed around a little bit. Luckily, my bed here is not wet, and it just rained a lot again last night. It's still not wet, but down in this area here, and especially over here, it is wet. I did have a lot of debris up in this area, which I still need to take the air hose and get all that out. So I'm going to cover this, air that out, and then also I've got to rip all this carpet back. So I need to take away all this molding. This box, I've actually got this pry bar underneath here lifting up the box so it's not sitting on the carpet because this is made of plywood, and I noticed even the bottom of the plywood was wet. So that in itself is a problem, so let's get to it. So for the new viewers, this is my bed setup. This is a platform bed, which is a box, so there's storage underneath here. I'll show that in a minute. But since I got to rip this apart, this is actually thinner than it looks. So what I've got here is a microfiber blanket. My pillows were also up here, which made it even higher. On top of that, I have a 25-degree below zero bag, which I hardly ever climb into, even when it's freezing out. This is just a cover over a 4-inch foam mattress, and then around that mattress I have a summer sleeping bag just for more padding. That's all it is. And this is like pajama feet. So what that does is it keeps this bag from having to slide all over the place when it's sitting on top of the summer sleeping bag. When I had that set up, I could never keep my bed together. With this, my mom put this together for me, and that really helps out. The bag doesn't slide on top of this. So that's all this is. So this has got to come out. And luckily that's not wet because the foam mattress could have been really bad. And then underneath here are all my window coverings that have Reflectix and my felt paper. So all that's got to go as well. This needs to be washed, and so do the pillowcases, so that's all got to come out. That's just the jacket I had tucked in there. And then here are two tables. I just use that one to set there, and then this one here goes across the side here. And then here is the platform bed. So this is in two sections, and this lifts up so that I have storage up underneath. This is what I need to remove so that I can take the carpet back and also remove all this molding. So even though I had already cleaned some of it out, there's still quite a bit of debris up there. I think I got it all, but I think that contributed to why this leaks. And also, this stuff, it's no longer attached with adhesive, so I'm guessing that the water might be crawling up the back and then getting down behind the molding here and then running down all the way down here. That is one thing that I'm thinking about. The actual molding itself is still very pliable. It's not cracked. I think this was replaced before I bought it. So it's still in good shape. Now I'm just going to dry this thing out, make sure it's not doing damage to my floorboard and that it's not getting or starting to rust. And if it is, I need to paint that and take care of that. So that's the premise of this video today. I just wanted to show you what I'm up to, and now I just need to get at it. So while I'm showing you my box, now I had the tarp there for a reason. I just got dirt everywhere, whatever. So this is the platform box in all its glory without my bed on top, just covered in speaker fabric that was reversed. And then inside here, you've got the storage compartment. So I've actually got this arm here that comes up. But what I need to do, it's not too complicated. So all I did was use the attachment point. So in the back of the later model XJs and probably the earlier models, you've got these, I'll call them D-rings that come up through the floor. All I did was put an angle brace in through the D-ring, and that actually secures it. So there's one there, and that's it actually. So this side doesn't have anything, but you can actually see the water damage from it soaking up water here and getting through here. That could also be because twice on my trip, I actually spilled quite a bit of water, and I'm sure it got underneath there too. So all the more reason to pull this carpet up, see what kind of damage I've done or that's being done, and then decide my next steps from there. Get the boxes out, put them in my shop where I have a fan, get them dried so that everything's completely dry again, and then maybe I'll get a better idea of where the leaking is coming from. But so the other box looks like this one. That one I've actually got screwed down to the bottom, which is just plywood. I ripped my seat out completely, so that's held in by a few screws. This is just held in with those a couple attachment points. So I'm going to remove those and start taking this all apart. So I'm going to go ahead and keep filming while I'm doing this. Hopefully you don't get too much garbage noise other than the garbage of me talking. But that way I can just kind of talk through a bunch of this. But the floor is not, you know, it is kind of damp. Yeah, this is bad news, I think. I think I'm going to be in trouble. I don't know if I'm going to have any rust, but I'm definitely going to have to do something about this. I've got to rip out the whole carpet now and take care of that leak sooner than I thought. I'm pretty sure that the debris up here was a part of that problem because it's not nearly as wet as it was after it poured last week, and it's been pouring since then, and I don't have any more buildup of water. So probably end up spending more of the day on this than I thought I would, and I'm not going to film the whole thing and bore you with all of it, but it's just kind of what I'm up to. I haven't touched this Jeep in a couple of months because I've been working on moving, and I just really, my ambition just hasn't been there. I have some major mechanical things that I need to do and that I probably won't take care of before I go on my trip to Texas. One's a manifold gasket leak, and the other is my front locker. So I don't really have four-wheel drive because the front locker isn't working properly. I have a Spartan that I'm going to replace it with eventually, but that's going to have to wait. Said it's just been me being really lazy lately. So I got to take off my magnetic bar here. So this is it. This is the box. There's really not a whole lot to it. It's just plywood, and it's really light. So, and then when I'm not in travel mode, and I'm not really going to ever put it in this configuration again, this just sits actually over here, and that one sits here, and then I can put the seats in and have storage in the back. So that's how I built these things, and I did a video on those. But take a look at the bottom here. Yeah, see, it's starting to get mold. I'm going to have to deep clean the carpet now. Should have done this before. My head just hasn't been in the right place lately with all that I've got going on. But that is definitely mold. So I'm going to clean this up in the shop and take this carpet out. What a pain. I'm glad I started this now and I didn't wait till I went on my trip, because that could have been even worse. So yeah, awesome. And sorry you got to look at this stupid ponytail that I've got going on. I have not cut my hair since last February. Just didn't feel like it. Wanted to know what it would be like with long hair. But I think I'm going to keep it until I see my boss so he can make fun of me about it, and then probably cut it afterwards. It is hot and humid. I sweat like crazy with this long hair, and to be honest, I look worse than Albert Einstein when I don't have my hair in a ponytail. So it looks bad, it feels bad, and it's time for it to go. And there you have it. There's the other box. Again, not that heavy. This, I don't think, is damp. This doesn't have padding underneath it though either, so it could have just dried easier. So yeah, this is going to be a long process. And I'm pretty confident that this mold that's underneath there, that is not at all from condensation inside the vehicle while I was sleeping. Fairly certain about that anyway, because I do have ventilation, and man, this is, all these cords were under here where the tire goes, and they're all wet. So I'm not sure exactly where all this water's coming from. That's a stain from something that's spilled, but that's not good. That is all soaking wet. It just keeps getting better and better. So let's take a look under there together, shall we? This stuff out of the way. There we go. Actually, not bad at all. I can feel that everything's wet, but I don't see any rust. I don't know if that looks like rust on the camera or not, but it's not. But yeah, this thing is soaked. Holy cow. So yeah, I'm gonna finish taking off the rest of the panels and get this thing out. That's not good, but it is what it is. It's got to be fixed, so no point in crying about it too much. Should have looked at this probably a lot earlier, but with everything else I had going on, I just kept putting everything on the back burner, and maybe it's good that I did, because now I know that I've got that serious leak and I'll do something about it. And the boxes needed to come out anyway. So now that I got that up, probably, yeah, comes up pretty easy. There's no rust at all there. It is soaking wet. I mean, my hands are soaked. So I've actually got to remove, these are my cross braces. I have them attached to the metal part of the underside of the seat. I've got to remove these two, so I'm basically removing my entire setup to get this carpet out. Already in here, and this thing's going to be completely stripped. I think. Trying not to rip apart the carpeting too much. But all this is stuff that's hidden, so I'm not too worried about it. That seat belt wouldn't come out when I tried to get it out, so I'm going to have to look at that again. There's already holes for these seat belt loops. So that is the whole thing. What a nightmare. So there you go. That's it. So the carpet was all wet, but there's no standing water anywhere. And maybe just because of these holes, but actually right there, look at that. That's standing water. Maybe what I will do too is take that out. And so I am thinking somehow, water is getting in from behind there. I'll have to take a look at all that. That's where my gas tank access is. So that's where my fuel spout goes. Yeah, I still think the water's coming from up top. I think it's maybe draining down here and coming down here or something, but that is not. And I think I found out why this is full of water. I didn't see it because I was filming. There's a hole there and a hole there. I didn't do that. The previous owner must have done it. I can actually see my tire through those holes. And I have been through a lot of water, especially on my trip. I never noticed it was wet. I was back here a lot, so apparently it wasn't enough for me to notice, but it was enough to make that whole thing full of water and soak this side eventually. So I am going to clean this thing out, take care of this carpet. This is what it looks like. It needs a good cleaning. Since it's soaking wet, I'm going to have to let it dry out, hit it with some cleaning solution, make sure that's completely dry before I put it back in, and then in the meantime, figure out what I'm going to do with all this. So that's the mess I've got behind me. I am not looking forward to putting all that back in. It's not going to go the same way twice, I can guarantee that. But that's where I'm at. Thanks for coming along for this mess. Not one of my typical videos, but I hadn't put one out in a very long time. And I wanted to let you know that I'm getting back into this, and this is my first step to getting my head right and trying to move forward with all this. So it'll get better as it goes on. Just wanted to let you know that I am back in it. I will be going to Texas in 2 weeks. Somebody already reached out to me on Facebook. I'm going to see him outside of Houston. And Wyatt, I am going to see if I'm actually going to reach out to you and see if I can't manage to swing by and see you if you're in town. Not sure if there's anybody else that I can see. I'm going to be there for a few days, do a job for him, stay at his lake house, and then head back, and I might take an extra day or two if I decide to meet somebody else. One person I want to point out, and that's George Fisher. He had reached out to me on another video when I was in North Dakota, and I think it was -3 Fahrenheit some days, or the real feel was, and he had mentioned a engine block heater that he wasn't using, which was for a Jeep Cherokee. So he actually sent that to me a couple of weeks ago. I think it might be 3 weeks ago now. I couldn't find the communication between us. I'm sorry. I thought it was in mail, but I couldn't find it for the life of me. And at some point I will install that. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this year, but I do have it in my shop. And if I keep doing that job in North Dakota and it keeps getting that cold, then it will be something nice to have. So thanks a lot, George, for that. I appreciate it. It was really thoughtful of you. And for everybody else, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there if you got through this entire video or just fast forwarded to the end, whatever it may be. I've got a lot of work ahead of me. This was not an expected project, so this is going to take up time. I've only got a week and a half before I hit the road, so I've got to get my priorities straight. So feel free to leave your comments below. Like I said, this isn't a typical video, but leave a thumbs up, probably a thumbs down, whatever it might be. Talk to you later. Have a great day. It just keeps getting worse.